Welcome, everyone. We are live, and today is Thursday. That just reminded me of a song. Oh, I can hear it in my head. Da, 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 da. I don't remember the song, but I know I hear it in my head. But anywho, we're here. So let's get crack-a-lackin'. Scripture says, do not grow weary in doing good. Eh? What's that even mean? Do you know what weary is? Oh, weary is a greater degree. It's past exhaustion, I would say. But exhaustion is physical. Weary. Weary isn't physical. Weary is mental. Where you just, and I can't go on. You just feel like you cannot go on. What do you do when that happens? Well, first of all, prevention is better than cure. Okay? Prevention is always going to be better. It is best to prevent yourself from weariness. So to prevent oneself from weariness, that like I said, exhaustion is physical because you can work really hard and you can be tired physically. But weary is when you feel in your mind's eye that you just cannot do it anymore. To prevent that from happening, you must make it your business every day to catch your mood and turn yourself around. Every day, let me tell you a little story. It's a true story. A very good girlfriend of mine stopped by the liquor store on Saturday. I saw her before she came in the door, so there wasn't anybody at the till, so I ran around to the door. I mean, the door opened. She saw me. I saw her, and I hugged her. So then, shortly after, like I'm in the middle of hugging her, this lady comes in and she goes, "Wait, what's going on?" I said, "Oh, you want a hug too?" So she's like, "Well, yeah." So I hug her. And then this lady and her husband were coming in, and she's like, "Wait, there's hugs?" And so I said, "There sure is." So I hugged her too. And the husband looked at all of us and he goes, "You're weird." So we cracked up, right? Now I thought I had a loud laugh. I thought I had a cackle, but nah, I see that last lady we hugged. That was a cackle, let me tell you. And every time I heard it, I would laugh. Just cracked me right up. So they went on to do their shopping, and I'm talking to my bestie, and we're just cracking up and just talking, because she came to say hi. She told me some great news. I can't share it publicly, but she told me some great news. And the first lady that I hugged, who came in the door after my friend, she's paying. And she said, this is the first time today I smiled or laughed. I said, no. I said, no. She goes, yes, for real. This is the first time today I laughed, let alone smiled. And she goes, it's because of you. I was like, me? She goes, yeah, because you were hugging her. And I was like, oh, okay. Right? And we just started to laugh some more. I said, well, when you get up in the morning, you're going to laugh some more when you remember it. And so now the other lady and her husband are waiting in line. And so we say goodbye, and then her and her husband come up to be served. And he was like, women are weird. I said, no, we're not. You just don't get it because you're not a girl. Right? So the wife is laughing, and I'm laughing because she's laughing because her laugh is hilarious. and we're just all laughing. And so I said, well, y'all, I'll see you later. You know, you got to make sure and stop by and tell me how you're doing again when I see you. Why did I tell you that story? Because of simply what she told me. She said, this is the first time today that I've smiled, let alone laughed. You don't get that. Where must your mind be? Hmm, that nothing makes you laugh. Do you realize how deep in thought you must be? And it's not necessarily a lighthearted thought either. And so I can tell you because I woke up Saturday and I had to giggle again because because of the woman's laugh. That was hilarious. But also what the other lady, what the first lady said. And I was reminded, do you, boo boo, do you, always. And all I was doing was hugging my friend. I was just hugging my friend. That's it. I wasn't doing anything else. I wasn't doing anything fancy. I wasn't doing anything special. I was just hugging my friend. But you see, if we would remember, you see, that hug had a ripple effect. Now, what if, because we like to play, right? We like to jump in here with our imaginations and run amok. What if I was having a bad day and I was not being nice to somebody and they ended up taking it on and then we're mad at each other. Oh, you're so rude, blah, 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 blah. You know how we get, right? It would have the same effect. The people coming through the door would have been affected by that mood as well. So it's easy. So to prevent the weariness, you look for a reason to laugh. Now I've always told you what my father told me. Oh, you gotta love my daddy. He's something else. He said, you want a good joke? I said, yeah. He goes, look in the mirror. I was like, Daddy, are you for real? But every time I look in the mirror, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. Every time I look in the mirror, that goes through the back of my head. I have to laugh because he's funny. He's like, and he was serious. See the look on his face. That's my father's expressions are awesome. And he was so serious. He goes, hey, you want a good joke? I was like, yeah. He leans in a little closer and he goes, look in the mirror. And I'm like, oh, Daddy, stop it. And then he laughs. And then I laugh. But there's not a moment that goes by that if I'm near a mirror or I see my reflection, I don't remember what he said. Because it's hilarious. You have the same effect when somebody says something to you that was not so nice. Oh, you look fat in them jeans. Oh, you ugly. Oh, you think you cute. You'll never amount to anything. It has the exact same effect. Do you know why? Because you recall it. All I'm doing is recalling what Daddy said, and all you're doing is recalling what the other person said. But pay attention to what you recall. Because what you recall, what you remember, what you ruminate, what you dabble in, will have an effect. And so, if they are good things that you recall and that you remember and that you reflect upon, you will prevent weariness. But if you indulge in the fear and the worry and the fretting and oh my God, those things are like little leeches. I don't know if you've ever, listen, I have never had the pleasure of seeing a leech, and I'm grateful for that. But you know what leeches do, right? Leeches are bloodsuckers. They latch on to you and they have this anticoagulating saliva, quite like a mosquito, right? So when they open up a little tiny patch on the skin, they just sit there and it keeps flowing. They just keep sucking and sucking and sucking and sucking. And sooner rather than later, you begin to feel tired. And you can't explain why you feel tired. You just do. Well, I know why I'm tired. I work a lot and sleep a little bit. So, I get a little tired. But to prevent the weariness, be aware of the memories that you recall. Hmm? Become aware of the memories that you remember. You see, all we ever do is talk to ourselves incessantly, I might add. I don't know about you, but I know about me. We talk to ourselves incessantly, meaning all the time. There's no break. We don't let up from talking to ourselves. We do not. And because we talk to ourselves so much, what we say to ourselves is of grave importance, meaning it's very serious. Grave is serious. That's what it means. It's very serious what you say to yourself, meaning it's important. It's of grave import, serious importance, what you say to yourself. Because it is what you say to yourself in the silence and in the shadows that emanate from you. Okay? So if you do not catch yourself, remember this: we cannot sustain a mood indefinitely, which means you can't be happy 24/7, 365, 366, every day, all year, and a leap year too. We can't do it. You can't feel bad all day, every day, 365, 366. You can't. You're always going to move because there is a natural ebb and flow. But what gives the impression that something is lasting forever is the habit. Okay? It is the habit, and I've told you before. Every time you go back to that particular thing that you do, it doesn't matter what it is that you do. The fact that you do it all the time, it's on autopilot now. It became on autopilot. It put itself on autopilot. You've got to understand what's happening in the body. When you can comprehend what's happening in the body, you'll see what's happening in the mind. Because then you'll be able to read the pattern. And you've got to be able to see the pattern because the body, right? Where the unknown, which is in the mind's eye, masculine, it starts to take on form and shape, meaning you embody it and now it is feminine. So you got to look at the feminine to understand the masculine. Masculine doesn't mean man. Feminine doesn't mean woman. Okay? It's just that we've been using them interchangeably, and that is not the case. To be male has certain characteristics. To be female has certain characteristics. Okay? Just like masculine has certain characteristics. The characteristics of masculine, meaning it's invisible. You don't see it yet. It is a seed, a mental seed. And you have to plant that mental seed so that it will take shape and you will do it because you have become it. So to have form and shape is feminine. So when you are consistently doing a particular behavior. Because remember, you can't sustain a mood. You go in and out of it. Ebb and flow. You go in and out like the waves of the ocean. Okay? That's just what you do. In and out like the waves in the ocean. It's not always high tide, it's not always low tide. But you fluctuate between the two. But what makes it seem and appear that it is constant and feels like forever is the habit. Because you always go back to the habit, your Neville calls it your home state, meaning the mental attitude that you return to most often is now your mental habit. And that mental habit looks like it's there all the time. It just looks like it's there all the time. And it is there all the time because you go back to it all the time. Even then, you're still ebbing and flowing. You're still ebbing and flowing. But which one do you do most often? Do you ebb most often or do you flow most often? You can't stop ebb and flow, but you can switch between which one you do most often by making it a habit. So, weariness is that mental drain on the body. Ah, did you hear it? It is a mental drain on the body. Where else would it happen? Where else would it happen? Because weary begins masculine, it's invisible. Nobody sees that just yet. But if they talk to you long enough, you'll begin to hear the tone of the voice. Oh, but I've been really trying so hard. I just, I just don't even know if I have it in me. Uh, I just need a moment. Now, if somebody's really listening to you, they'll begin to pick up on the fact that, wait, there's something going on here. You see? So weariness starts off invisible, but then the body has to show you. So if you've been doing something for so long, you know what that behavior is. You've been doing it for so long. All it is a habit. If you'll notice, there's been a theme for the last little while because many of us do not understand that part. We think we are suffering. We think that we're going through a hardship. Well, the exterior sure as heck is telling you you're going through a hardship. The exterior, whatever this thing is that you're looking at in your life, is telling you you're going through a hardship. And so it starts to wear at you. It starts to erode your mental prowess. It just makes you tired. But if you can understand that it is only a habit, why am I telling you that? Because we think the habit is our lives. We think the habit is our destiny. A habit will become your destiny through cause and effect. You keep doing the same thing the same way all the time. You got to keep doing the same thing the same way all the time. And that thing that you're doing all the time the same way, it has an effect that you must experience on the outside. So then it looks like, oh my God, I can't catch a break. That's what it looks like. But it only looks like that because in your mind's eye, you are feeling the weariness of it. And because you're feeling the weariness of it, Because you're feeling the weariness of it. You don't feel like you can go on anymore. Because you're tired. Not because you don't want to go on anymore. It's just because you're tired fighting. That's the difference. You don't actually want to stop going on. You just want the thing you're fighting against to become easier so that you don't have to fight anymore. Well, the way to prevent the fighting is to recognize when you start to go into that mood. Remember, that mood has become autopilot and you don't even know when you go into it anymore. Deliberately, you don't know that you're going into it. Unwittingly, you do know because you say, oh, God, here we go again. You see it? That's what you're saying. Oh, here we go again. Here I go again on my own. You know what? This is what happens to me. I'm like a squirrel sometimes. And I'll say something and a song will pop up. And I'm like, oh, shoot. And I just, just blurt it out. But catch it. Here's a shortcut to help you catch it. You tell yourself, sometimes when I'm in thought, this is what I do physically, this is what I do. When I'm in thought, I tap my forehead and I tell myself, if you catch me or when you catch me in that mood, show me right away so that I can change it. You set a guard at the gate. This is what will prevent you from having to work so hard. Set a guard at the mental gate. It's quite like, I always tell my son, if you want to wake up at 8 o'clock, tell yourself, wake me up at 8. You don't have to say it out loud. Just tell yourself, wake me up at 8. And I promise you, 7:50, 7:55, your eyes are going to open. It's not magic. It should tell you that when you speak, you hear. That's what it should tell you, that when you speak, you hear. But do you not? You don't have to verbalize anything, but you can hear it in your head. So who's listening? Who's listening when you speak? So to set the guard at the gate, tell yourself what you want to do. I want to catch myself every time I begin to feel in whatever way that you're feeling, whatever that way is that you want to catch. You tell yourself, every time I feel that way, show it to me. Tell me. Show me. Tell me that I'm right there. Why? Because when you see it, what do you want to change it to? Just tell yourself, I know I have a habit of feeling this way. Next time I feel this way, don't talk too much to yourself. Just give a command. When I get in this mood, show me. Because now you're going to do something when you see that you're in that mood. You're going to deliberately get out of it. Hello? Is this thing on? When that mood comes up and you see it, you say, okay, I want to feel like this. And you switch and you feel the way you want to feel. Now, sometimes that would mean a song. At least for me, it does. I'll play a particular song. Reggae nights, we will be jamming till the morning light, right? It's just a song. Something that means something to you, that makes you feel good. So now what you're doing, every time you catch it, you change it to what you want it to be. Every time you catch it, change it to what you want it to be. Every time you catch it, change it to what you want it to be. Now you're not fighting, you're not struggling, you're not trying to sort it out. No, you are just redirecting. Why? Because it is just like the baby. What baby? The baby that you want to sit in front of its toys and have it play with its toys and not be distracted by the shiny stove. Because it's gonna start to crawl over to the stove because the stove is shiny. Can't compete with shiny. you know? So every time it sees the stove, it's like, ooh, shiny, let me touch. Are you gonna holler at that baby? The baby doesn't understand a word you're saying. It's a baby. It doesn't understand a word. Are you gonna kick the baby? Well, I hope not. I sure hope not. So you're not gonna be violent, right? But you will be gentle. You say, oh, I know the stove is exciting. But let's play with toys. These things are nice to play with. These things are nice to play with. And every time it goes, bring it back to where you want it to be. And something will happen. It will remain where you put it. So that's what you're doing mentally. So when you tell yourself, every time I feel like this, let me know right away. And then from that point, every time you feel a particular way, you're going to know that you feel that way. And when you know that you feel that way, what do you want to feel like? You see, it feels like it's a chore, but it actually happens really quickly. It happens really, 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 really quickly. And so now, every time that thing shows up, you redirect it to where you want it to be. What are you doing? You're doing something the same way every time. You're forming a habit. You see, you think you're breaking the old one, but you're not. We don't break them, we make new ones. You're going to argue with me? This is why I don't debate. If you say, I want to quit smoking, don't you do something else instead of smoking? So it looks like you're breaking the old when in actuality, you're doing something new. So do the new thing. Catch it and redirect it. Catch it and redirect it. What? Catch it and redirect it. That's what you do over and over again until such time that what you have redirected yourself to now becomes your new where to be. Your new where to be. That's as simple as it is. No sweat, no fuss, just simple observation and redirection. How many times, if you're training your puppy, how many times do you have to say sit and put your hand on his butt so it sits? You have to do it over and over and over and over the same way every time so that the dog understands. Oh, you think we're so different? All you're doing is training a human versus training a dog. The principles are the same, but you've got to be patient with the dog. Now, here's something else. Oh, to get the dog to do what you want, you need a treat, sugar. You need a treat. Hmm? So, what's your treat? The feel good part is your treat. Because every time you redirect yourself, you're like, oh, feels good, right? Oh, yes. It feels good, doesn't it? And that's a little short burst of dopamine. But because you are doing it at a slow, steady pace, you don't spike and crash. You remain consistent. So, if you are feeling weary, recognize that that weariness is a mood because you've been struggling and fighting for so long. That's where that weariness came from. So to get out of the weariness, tell yourself what you want to do. Every time I feel like this, show me. Because now you got to be deliberate to move yourself from where you are to where you're going. Hello? Pendulum always swings. Polarity, right? Rhythm. And so when you do that, you'll realize that you're not trying or forcing yourself to be happy. You don't have to be happy, oh Lord Jesus. We get caught up in that word because we think we're supposed to be happy all the time. No, you don't have to be happy all the time like you're crazy. No, you just have to move yourself mentally from where you presently are to where you've decided to go mentally. And I keep giving you this analogy of the pathway down the field. All of us have walked across the field at some point, and we've always chosen which part? The part where all the grass is busted down and you can clearly see what's there. I am telling you, that's what we do. We don't just do it physically. You don't just walk down the pathway and go, oh, look, I'm going to walk down this pathway because I can. No, you do it because it is the path of least resistance. You don't have to wade through hip high grass. But do you know what caused that groove to be set down? People persistently walking on it. It was not always like that. So this present behavior of weariness was not always there. It was just a pathway that you have set down. And because just like the field you're going to walk across, it's been laid down, so it offers you no resistance. It's not grass that you've got to, ooh, I might not want to walk in that one. It's too tall. No, it's not that anymore. But it was that. It used to be uncharted. There weren't any footsteps on it. So just like the new behavior, it is a new patch of field that has never been tread upon. So you have got to make the pathway now. Make the pathway. Rich, to make the pathway, you got to keep walking down it every day. Every day, keep walking down it. Every day, keep walking down it every day. Because in a matter of time, when you stand at that field and you look down the field, you will see that pathway. And what will you take automatically? That pathway. You might want to doubt me, but go out there and look for a field and tell me which path you're going to take. You don't even have to think about which path to take. You just take the one that's been tread upon most. So why do you think there's a difference between your present behavior and the new behavior you want to embody? It exactly is the same thing. It is the same thing. You have to, this is what is called persistence, aka habit. So you've been struggling with anxiety, depression. Your physical body has to show you that you've been struggling with it. It has to, or else how can you say, you go to the doctor and go, I've been feeling this way lately, doc. If your body wasn't showing it to you, you would never know. So the body has to show you. So every time it shows you that you feel the way that you do, it's telling you, you're walking down this same path, my friend. And that's why you tell yourself, when you catch me going this way, tell me right away. Show me right away. Let me know right away when I'm going down that path that I've always gone. And when you start to see it, identify what new behavior you want to do instead. Oh, but Angela, that's not what Neville Goddard says to do. Neville Goddard says to see the end. So, what do you possibly think you're doing when you decide what you want to become? Well, what you want to become is the end, sugar. It is the end. It's the end result. You can see it, but there's a pathway to get there, and you think it's hidden from you. Neville calls it a bridge of incidents, a series of things that you do, and it just unfolds. And this is exactly the same thing. I'm just putting it to you in layman's terms so that you can apply what Neville Goddard says. So, let me stop nattering at you. Let me stop nattering at you. But I do trust that you understand, that you comprehend what weariness is. Weariness is invisible. It's in your brain, it's in your mind's eye. You do a particular thing and you're just like, ugh. But your body's gonna tell you when you're weary because it'll start to feel tired. It'll start to feel like all the fight has gone out of you. But if you can remember that when you feel that way, you say, uh-oh, I know what this is. I tend to turn on the music first because I like to dance. I didn't say I was good. I just said I like to dance. I like to shake that body for me, right? That's how you know that song is in your head now. People, don't you know it's about time, right? That's where I tend to go. I tend to go to the music first. Funny how we turn towards sound. And you think that is by coincidence. Sound has a profound effect upon your body and your spirit. Oh, if you don't know, now you know. Why you think when you go to a concert, everybody freaking out, everybody singing the same song in the same key, same timing, same rhythm. Hello, you are recreating the Tower of Babel. One mind, one accord. But call it a story if you want and refuse to see it in real life. That's all you're doing. Something happens when everybody is of one accord. Ayo. How do you know Jesus drove a Honda? He said, we are of one accord. Hello. You know what? That may be corny, but I laughed and I thought it was funny. I digress. Some people turn to jokes. Some people turn to comedians. Let me show you something, though. I love me some Sinbad. Sinbad had a particular joke he would always tell. He said, you don't want to be with these young girls because they don't know the signs of stroke. You could be sitting there having a stroke and they think you're making fun of them. Oh, you're making fun of me. And they'll get up and leave you and you're in the middle of a stroke. Sinbad had a stroke. Red Fox, if you ever used to watch Sanford and Son, he would always clutch his heart and go, hold on, Elizabeth. I'm coming. What happened to him? Mm, mm. I'm just saying. It's an observation. Catch yourself now. So you will naturally turn to something pertaining to sound to lift yourself from that mood. Do it. And do it. Oh, LL Cool J, doing it and doing it and doing it well. Yes. Naturally, you will do that to lift your mood. Because remember, you can't sustain it indefinitely, but you can create a habit of it so that you're always there more frequently than you are somewhere else mentally. Eh? There's always a solution to free ourselves. There is always a solution to how to free ourselves. So your anxiety, your depression, your fears, your worries are all exactly the same thing. States of mind, of mood, of mental behavior that you have practiced for so long that it went from invisible to visible so that you can say, oh my God, I'm so dot, dot, dot. So do not allow your weariness to overtake you, my friends. Understand it when it begins to creep up on you and deal with it. And I keep telling you, it's not that people want to die. They just want the problem that they're dealing with to end. Look at how much they're both the same. Living and dying are both the same. We have to convince ourselves. We have to convince ourselves in both scenarios. You want to end it, you sit there and you imagine which way to end it. I'm telling you, this is what happens. You have to sit there and devise a way. Same thing to have a good day. You have to sit there and devise a way as well. So if you're going to be devising a way, well, then pull a Deuteronomy 28. I put before you life and death. Choose life. Choose life. Choose life. Because the moment you make the choice of life, all your thoughts and your mood open up towards life. Just like if you choose death, all the thoughts and the moods and the feelings go towards death as well. It's not a matter of why do I feel that way? No, make a choice. Make the choice and things unfold towards the choice that you have made. Doubt me? Watch your mood and you'll see what I mean. I'm in the mood for love. You could be in the mood for something sweet, and then you're like, oh, the moment you make a decision, you follow through. Watch yourself and you'll see it. If you get up and you say somebody gonna catch these hands, you be fighting all day because you made the decision. But if you say, I'm gonna sprinkle confetti everywhere I go, you will realize that when you get out there, something's funny over here, something's funny over there. I'm not saying you're not going to encounter a jerk, but you'll know how to handle a jerk when you encounter one because you'll look at him and go, oh, snap. I understand his mood. Ooh, I know where he's coming from. Yikes. You'll understand. And you won't have to choke anybody and end up in, you know what? Don't take my word for it because we don't function on hearsay. Observe yourself. It's like yesterday. It was like yesterday. I was saying a particular word, but that word was somebody's name. And as I said the name, the second time I said the name, I said to myself, I wonder how she's doing. And do you know, within moments, I actually saw her in the space and I said her name and I told her what I had done. So today, look for the coincidences. A coincidence will show you that the thing you were thinking of has materialized. You projected it outside. Ow. Oh, yes. And then you're going to start practicing to bring about coincidences, aren't you? Anyway, I am well under an hour. Yay! I'm doing it. Let's take a moment to welcome everyone into the space, shall we? Oh, dear Liza, I see you. The better man is in the house. Soul of a man is in the house. Hello. Ow. Listen, YouTube is bumping today. We are on YouTube. We're on Facebook. And we're on TikTok. Now, if you're on TikTok, I can't see you because I'm streaming through TikTok. So I don't get to see what you do there and to actually interact with you, but I just want to tell you, I see you. I know you're there. Same for you, Facebook. Unless you tell me that you're there, I don't know. But I see you. Who is. Oh, these Twitter streets are full today. There's no tumbleweeds in these Twitter streets. What? It's Symmetric is in the house. And Plow Nation Network. Oh, well, hello. Oh, I'm looking at it says I am. Hello? The most powerful phrase one could ever say. I am. You see, when you start learning to draw the seed of life, I am makes more sense to you. Yes, it does. I'll host a class on that one of these days to explain it. But it shows you who and what you are. And it really brings to life I am and what it means. But I see y'all's here in these Twitter streets. Welcome and thank you for being here. Fanbase. Ow. Who has to scroll on Fanbase this morning? I have to scroll? This is nice. Let's see who's here. Oh, I'm happy is in the house. Oh, oh, you're new to me. Lily. Oh, hello. You are new to me. It's a pleasure to meet you. Creesha is in the house. Hey, girl. I see you. Flo Smiles is in the house. Yes, that's my girl, Flo Smiles. Oracle Treehouse. Oracle Treehouse, how is 7? How's your mom? Ew. Miss McQueen. I see you. Big Mike is in the house. Now, who is one Keenan? Haven't I said your name before, darling? One Keenan. Hmm. Welcome, or welcome back. My sweet KZ. Oh, oh, not one to be forgotten. Little bit is hollering. Moon and Dolphin Duck. Ray is in the house. And a little bit is also in the house. I don't know if y'all can hear him, but I have my bedroom door closed because I didn't want to wake him up too early. But here he is. He says, Ma, don't you forget about me, as if I could. Anywho, thank you all for being here on this glorious Thursday. Thank you. Thank you for spending this time with each and every one of us. So when you go out here in these streets today, don't be acting a fool. And if you are acting a fool, at least know why. Man, know thyself is always what Daddy says to me. Know thyself. Know why you do. Know your mood. And understand the end result of weariness. You don't want to go down that road. On the road again. Let's not be weary. All right? But switch it. Show me when I am feeling ... And when you catch it, if you test it out, you'll see it for yourself. Is it because I'm giving you a suggestion? No. I'm telling you to experiment. So when you hear it for yourself, when you say, oh, when I do this, tell me right away. And you're going to see it. And when you see it, don't be scared when you see it. It's nothing scary. It's you. You just told yourself what to look out for. And when you see it, make a decision. All you get to do is make the decision. Why? Why don't you have to force it? Every cause has its effect, and every effect has its cause. So once you choose the cause, the effect shows up. And if you know the effect, well, you can, what? Identify the cause. Yes? Anywho, I'm cutting it close. I love you all. Thank you for being here and spending this time with us. Me, Little Bit Lady, and Biscuit. Biscuit is growing so beautifully, but I think Biscuit's a girl. I think Biscuit is a girl. Thank God, because we got a lot of ruse. We need some hens. But I digress. I digress. You know I love you. And I will see you on the morrow, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter fan base. Okay? I love you. I do. And my DMs are always open. Okay? Much like my mouth, but you know what? I digress again. That'll be my grandmother talking. She always used to say, "Do you have to talk so much?" And I look at her and I go, "Whatever do you mean?" I just get so excited. But anyway, you just gotta know. There's a lot of stuff that does not come out of my mouth, but it's running through my brain like, oh my God. So, anywho, I love you all, and I'll see you later, okay? Peace. Slide into my DMs. If you got questions, don't be freaky in my DMs because I will boot you out. Mm? Come correct or don't come at all. Okay. Public service announcement. All right, y'all. I love you. And I will see you again.